Kia ora New Zealand, in your bulletin today, Hawke's Bay was jolted by a magnitude 4.5 earthquake this afternoon. GNS Science says that on the surface the earthquake would have felt more like a 6 in magnitude. The tremor hit at 2:22 p.m. and was centred 20 k's east of Napier and was only 14 kilometres deep. Parliament Speaker has been asked to rethink his decision in allowing United Future leader Peter Dunn to keep his party leader's perks and funding. Labor Deputy Leader Grant Robertson says it will take a while for United Future to reapply for party registration.
The Speaker needs to revisit his decision because circumstances have changed. It's now going to take a lot longer for United Future to become a political party. They're not a registered political party, and that means under standing orders they shouldn't be receiving the benefits of being one.
An international barrister, Jeffrey Robertson QC, has commented that US intelligence leaker Edward Snowden could seek refuge here in New Zealand, just like Kim.com. Snowden is thought to have gone underground in Hong Kong. However, Immigration Minister Michael Woodhouse says asylum in New Zealand is for people facing torture or cruel treatment should they return home, not for those trying to evade criminal charges. He says even if Snowden was to make it to New Zealand, it's unlikely he'd be granted asylum and would possibly face extradition back to the USA. Sir Peter Gluckman is warning against the alarmist use of science in the debate about fluoridation in the water. The Prime Minister's Chief Science Advisor says there's no health risk from fluoride at the doses used here in New Zealand water. He says the scientific debate around fluoridation is closed, just as it is with iodised salt. Sir Peter says the debate is values-based about how to balance the common good with individual rights. Overseas now, and Turkey is central to the US and European efforts to get opponents from Syria's President Bashar al-Assad to possibly come to the peace table. However, growing domestic unrest in Turkey could complicate things. Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan says there's no going back on Turkey's involvement in the Middle East crisis.
In this region, the issue of Syria, the issue of Palestine and Israel are the problems that need to be resolved in order to have perpetual peace in the Middle East.
And Lotto has made a bold move, telling businesses selling its product they can no longer stock legal highs. The Lotteries Commission told its retailers they can no longer have synthetic cannabis or party pills on their shelves because they're incompatible with its products. And the Ministry for Primary Industries, Nathan Guy, has formally opened the 45th annual Field Days. The gates opened at 8 this morning, and at midday there were just under 27,000 visitors. Mr Guy says the agribusiness in New Zealand contributes greatly to the global economy, and he says the target to double our exports by 2025 is easily achievable. He says they can only reach that target with the help of farmers.
We're going to need every farmer to help us get to that target. We're going to back you guys like we do with the Primary Growth Partnership. We want to lift the overall performance of Māori agribusiness. We'll continue to open the doors in the international market.
And the world's oldest person has died, aged 116. Japan's Jurumon Kumara lived in 3 different centuries, being born in 1897. It's understood he died of natural causes in hospital early this morning. The centurion worked at a post office for around 40 years, and then he farmed until he was 90. He had 7 children, 14 grandchildren, 25 great-grandchildren and 14 great-great-grandchildren. And Marlborough's 2013 vintage has set a new record. More than 250,000 tonnes of grapes were harvested in the province this year, the highest total yet. Wine Growers New Zealand Chief Executive Philip Gregan says winemakers are excited about the quality of the vintage, and he's confident there is enough demand for the harvest. And another international global ocean race is coming to Auckland. Auckland's been confirmed as the Leg 2 stopover port for the Round the World Yachting event, which starts in Southampton in September next year. Mayor Len Brown says after having the America's Cup, the Volvo Ocean Race, and now this, Auckland is a world yachting destination that can't be ignored. And I leave you with a trailer to the new Hobbit movie, The Desolation of Smaug, which came out today. Most critics are giving it the thumbs up, particularly the appearance of the dragon at the end.